Emilio Estevez. You probably know him from the movies he made as a young man, back when he was part of what journalist David Blum coined the Brat Pack. Sadly, that name was a curse for Estevez, and he knew it even back then. In 1985, when Blum's original article introduced the term to the world, Estevez contacted Blum and accused him of ruining his life. There is definitely an argument to be made for that. Despite being labeled as a brat, Estevez has never had anything close to the kind of Hollywood scandal that other stars have had. The interesting thing about Estevez is that even when his acting career was at its heyday, he was always interested in writing and directing. And having seen most of the films that Estevez has gone on to write and direct, I can say he's a genuinely talented filmmaker. It's probably a bit much to say that all his best work was made after he was famous, but I would be willing to argue that. In 2009, sites began reporting that Estevez was planning a film called The Public, but that was pretty much all that they had to say about it. I know because I just watched his film Bobby in 2006, and I was eager to see what he would make next. I ended up having to wait a much longer time than I expected, because The Public ended up being shelved for years, and it wasn't until 2018 when he finally managed to get the film made. And recently, I had the chance to watch The Public on Netflix. And the wait, I assure you, was worthwhile. The Public mostly takes place in a Cincinnati public library. Estevez stars as Stuart, a librarian who works alongside characters played by Jacob Vargas, Gina Malone, and Jeffrey Wright. The film focuses on the library being a haven for every kind of citizen in the city, including Cincinnati's homeless population. This leads to tensions and conflicts, which even result in legal ramifications for Stuart. After he's confronted by the district attorney over a complaint, his career is in jeopardy. While that's going on, Cincinnati is hit by a cold snap which proves very dangerous for the people who don't have a roof over their heads. The shelters are either full or too far away for people traveling on foot. In the face of apathy and disinterest in their plight, a group of homeless people occupy the library, and they insist that it gets turned into an emergency shelter. This movement is started by Jackson, a war veteran played by Michael K. Williams. The other characters, Stuart included, have important decisions to make about where they stand in this issue. Aside from the librarians and the city authorities, there's also Stuart's neighbor, played by Taylor Schilling, and a news reporter played by Gabrielle Union. Aside from Williams, the homeless are portrayed by such people as Patrick Hume or Rhymefest, who also provides music for the soundtrack. The Public is handled very well by Estevez as a social drama. The characters on both sides of the issue are humanized and given real depth, even the antagonists played by Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin. Actually, on that note, Alec Baldwin's character is one of the most layered in the film. He's a police officer who's called into duty while he's taking time off to search for his son, a drug addict who's gone missing. This gives him a connection to the homeless crisis, and it also explains his own emotions as the film goes on. But at the center of this story is Stuart. The film slowly peels back layers of this character, revealing more about him and why he has a foot in both camps, and why he eventually makes the choice he does. And as a writer, Emilio Estevez sidesteps melodrama and cliché to provide an ending that I legitimately did not see coming, but which I have to admit works perfectly for a story as complicated as this. I don't know if The Public has been made more relevant since Estevez first tried to make the film in 2009, but that's only because this is a story as old as society itself. How far are we willing to go to protect the most vulnerable people in our nations? How many of us would actually be able or willing to take action in the name of helping those suffering around us. Estevez doesn't give simple answers, but he hammers in the point that at the end of the day, we've all got the potential to lose everything and be utterly dependent on the charity of our fellow humans. And one way or another, human lives will hang in the balance when push comes to shove.